it's Amy here and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new to my channel, welcome to it for the first time. I'm excited to have everyone here and I'm so excited to be doing this review and swatches of the brand new Tarte Rainforest of the Sea eyeshadow palette. Out of the entire collection, out of all the videos that you're going to be seeing that I'm putting out, reviews and demos and things like that, of all the new products from the Rainforest of the Sea and the Double Duty line by Tarte, this is easily my favorite item out of both collections, like hands down. I love this so much. So to show you guys what it looks like, this is the packaging. It's just this beautiful like sea of purple, gold, and blue, and it's so pretty. And then on the back is gold. So I just think they get an A+ for packaging. It's just gorgeous. And then you get a huge mirror, and then here is the stunning palette. So just to give you guys reference, this retails for $34 and you can purchase it at Tarte Cosmetics website, or you can also purchase it at Sephora. It's going to be exclusive to Sephora. It will not be sold at Ulta. So this is also limited edition. I want to mention that because if you want to get this after the review or you already had your eyes on it, I would definitely pick it up while you can, because this is a stunning and beautiful palette that I actually haven't been that excited out of like their pinwheel palettes in a really long time. So I was so excited about this palette. So again, this is $34. And then to tell you a little bit about it from the Sephora website, it says it's a limited edition palette featuring 8 creamy everyday eyeshadows. Define and defend lids from everyday aggressors with this eyeshadow palette, introducing plush shades in a velvety formula. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are the most buttery and velvety formula. Like, velvety is like the absolute perfect word for it. They're powered by Tarte's Rainforest of the Sea complex, which is like, it makes them so hydrating and moisturizing and just creamy, and just, they don't feel drying whatsoever. Formulated to hydrate and balance lids with a creamy powder that is never drying or chalky. That's actually funny that I just said that. Each of the pigmented blendable shades are a blend of liners, lids, crease, and highlight shadows, and wearable mattes and metallics to define and contour your eyes. It also includes a step-by-step guide, which it gives you a little printout, which only has 2 looks on it for you to recreate, but they do look absolutely beautiful. So wouldn't mind using that to give you a little, a little inspiration. It says it includes a step-by-step guide to take your look from beachy bronze to sea-inspired evening eye. So the only thing I disagree with is I don't think there's that many matte shades in here. I think I would really only consider 2 or 3 of them matte, and then I also don't even consider them true matte. They still have like a sheen to them, and you will see when I swatch them, like, they're not a flat matte. Like, to me, they're like semi-matte, or like just like have like the tiny bit of sheen to them. So they're still very pretty, but I would consider them more like semi-matte, like 1 or 2 of them, which is great to have for like underneath your brow bone and for a transition shade, and then the rest are straight metallic shades. And these are easily the most blendable, creamy, velvety formulas. Like, they remind me of a cross between Morphe eyeshadows and Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Specifically Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows, and then the way that Morphe eyeshadows feel, how buttery they are for like $2.99 or something like that. It's like a cross between the foiled eyeshadows and a Morphe one. Like, when you touch them, they're just like so buttery, and like a ton of product picks up on your skin, and they're just beautiful. So again, this is the palette. So let's get into the fun of swatching it, because I know that's what you guys want to see, is like the proof is in the pudding to see how beautifully pigmented they are. The first shade I'm going to start off with, I'm going to start this way, is Sand, and this is a ivory shade. This is one I would consider a semi-matte. You'll see when I swatch it, it's just not a flat matte. So here it is on my finger, and this is just a very basic ivory. I like to use this color to set my eye primer or to use underneath the brow bone. I do have it underneath my brow bone today, and I think it's really pretty. It's just a very nice basic color. It's a nice color to have in here. It's also really nice for inner corners of your eye, or to put it in the middle of your eyelid as like a pop of color if you were using any of the other colors. So next we have Cove, which is a really nice tan. It's just a very light, cool tone brown that's really good for a transition color, and this is one I would consider, again, semi-matte, and I like to put this in the crease as my transition color, or also smoke out the lower lash line. So there is Cove. Such a pretty brown color. This is such a great transition color. I'm really happy with this one in the palette. So the next one in the palette is Starfish, which is a really nice bronze color. And here is what it looks like. So pretty. And this is the start of what I consider the metallic shades. So there it is swatched. Bring it down a little bit. Oh, It's so gorgeous. I am such a sucker for like bronzy colors, and I just love that color to death. The next one right next to it is Reef, which has a much darker undertone to it. I consider this one more of a dark brown with a red undertone, so kind of like a copper. And this, oh, this one is stunning. It's copper, but like in a cool tone way. Like, it's not red copper or orange copper. It's like a dark brown copper. So it's so pretty. This one, it's such a wearable copper too. I love that they didn't put like a color that's pulling a ton of orange or red. Like, this is a really wearable copper color for a lot of people. And it's just, oh, can you guys see how foiled and pretty these eyeshadows are? Like, I'm so impressed by them. So the next shade in the palette is the darkest one in the palette, and this is one that you could use in your crease or in your outer V of your eye, and this one is Abyss, which is just a really nice dark brown color. And this is also one, like, I'm not quite sure if it's a metallic or a semi-matte. Probably metallic. Now that I'm swatching it, it's probably metallic. I really only think there's two like matte colors in the palette, but so pretty. And then next to it is more of the gray color in the palette, and this one is like a slate gray color, and this one is metallic as well. And this is a very pretty like cool tone gray. I like that it's cool tone. It's not too icy, but it's also not so dark that it's like a black color. I think that's a very, very wearable slate gray kind of color. I also think that's gonna look really great for spring. Like, sometimes you don't want to do like a really dark vampy like smoky eye, but doing something with like a slate color is a nice in between like an icy and a smoky eye. So I like that. So the next one in the palette is a nice little surprise, and this one is Seashell. So this is a nice little pink shade, and I like that they put this one in the palette because it's a pop of color. So it's got like a little pink champagne undertone to it, but it's not like this crazy pop of color. Like, you don't see all of a sudden like this aqua blue in it. Like, they stuck to the design of the palette with keeping it with these like really nice jewel tone colors that are going to suit a lot of people's skin tones. So I like that they did that. And here is what the pink shade looks like. This one's so pretty. It's such a wearable pink too. It's not like so light that it's not going to show up, and it's also not too bright that it's like you're going to look like you have like you're sick with red or pink eyes. So I think it's very, very pretty. And then the last one in the palette is Mermaid. And this is a really pretty gold color. Again, this is a really nice wearable gold. So it's just, I can't get over, you guys, how beautiful these shades are. And I love the fact that they really made them these wearable colors. Like, that's a wearable gold. Like, I'm telling you, people can pull off these colors. It's not like it's like so gold that you have to have those deeper skin tones for it to show up. Otherwise, it's going to be lost in my paleness. Or, you know, that pink shade's not so bright that it's going to make you look sick. They did a fantastic job with the color selections in this. I think that all of them go together perfectly. There's a lot of eye looks you can do. I love the fact that you do get the two semi-matte shades in here, which do help for, you know, setting your eyes or doing transition colors, because it's nice to have that in the palette. I would have been irritated a little bit had it been just like an entire metallic palette, because although that is beautiful and great, you still would have to go reach for another palette. So I like that you could still do a complete look with this entire palette. It would be more ideal to have one more matte shade of the darker one, but you could get by with this one easily. So I think this is a beautiful palette. The formulation on the palette is amazing. Like, easily the best palette I've used in a while. It even beats my Too Faced PBJ palette that I just did a review on. I will link that down below, but I was so in love with that Too Faced PBJ, still absolutely am. I think this even beats it, you guys. Like, the formula, like I talked about in that video, how buttery and creamy those eyeshadows were. This is even more velvety and creamy and buttery. They just glide onto the skin. Like I said, they're in between like a foiled eyeshadow and like the quality of a Morphe one, where it's just like, they're like Morphe, you like pick them up on your skin and they are ultra pigmented. And then the Makeup Geek ones are so foiled that they feel wet and they just glide onto the skin. So they're like the best of both worlds, I think, in this palette. And just beautiful colors, absolutely stunning pigmentation, long wearing. They blend out like a dream. I'm just so impressed by this palette, and overall just super duper happy with it. So again, this is limited edition, so if you like it, I would definitely try to get your hands on it while it lasts. I'm not sure if Sephora has released it to the public. Actually, I'm positive they haven't. Sephora will release it to the public on February 29th. Right now, it's just a VIB Rouge and VIB exclusive. However, it's available for anyone on TarteCosmetics.com. That's actually where I picked mine up. on Monday or Tuesday when they like secretly released before they told anyone, I had just been stalking the website and kept searching Rainforest, 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 and then finally it came up. So I actually picked this up before like it announced and all that stuff, and so I decided to get it through Tarte rather than Sephora after all, because Sephora came out after Tarte, which makes sense because they get first dibs on releasing their products. But overall, amazing palette. It's such a good quality for the price, and I'm just overall super duper impressed by this palette, and so excited that I finally got, you know, like a round pinwheel palette by Tarte that, like, you know, meets all my expectations and exceeds them, and like I dreamed about this palette. I was so excited. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this palette. If you're excited about it, if you got it, what are your thoughts? I would love to hear all of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay tuned to all my upcoming videos, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!